Hey, welcome to our first post-spring break episode of Library Picker, and you can tell that it's lacrosse season if you're walking around the hallways. We've got some lax here, and a lot of lax there. So while our hallways are really cluttered, our library is still a little bit decimated from the amount of books that you took out during spring break. So if you have books from spring break and you're done with them, please bring them back to us. We still are able to focus on a few books today, and we're going to start with The Big Crunch. Now, I don't have a trailer for this one, but let me show you the cover because I think the drawings are pretty cool. This is a book about two very ordinary high schoolers who find each other. They're not part of the popular crowd or the athletic crowd or the drama crowd. They're just regular people. And this is about their friendship and romance through 4 seasons. So there's not a lot of action, not a lot of adventure or drama, but it's about two people and their relationship. If you're into that and you think it might be interesting, give this a try. It's on our drama and comedy shelf. Now let's head to a character that has a lot less to do with romance than he does with science and mystery. I'm talking about the classic character Sherlock Holmes. You can find his original stories in our classics section, but a lot of people have written about Sherlock Holmes in different ways. We have a book in this section that's all about Sherlock Holmes solving mysteries in space. So there's also a trend of authors recently to take classic characters and start writing about their youth or their first adventures, and that's the case in this book called The Death Cloud. I know that title's pretty intense, but it's supposed to be a great book, a great adventure, and the first mystery for Sherlock Holmes. Here's part of the trailer. Alright, so there's his first adventure, and if you're not into that first adventure thing, the young Sherlock Holmes, maybe try out his regular stories. Let's head over to our grab and go section, and if you've caught the March Madness, the basketball fever, we've got 3 books for you here. Let's start with When March Went Mad on the left. This is the book about the 1979 NCAA basketball championship game that featured the teams that had Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. Let's take a look at some of the vintage news coverage from that day.
So the scene was set for the championship game. Michigan State against Indiana State. Both teams seeking their first national title in basketball. The game was billed as the showcase for 2 of the nation's best players. Smooth and gifted Larry Bird of Indiana State, everybody's player of the year. A unanimous selection on 5 All-America teams. In the other corner, Urban Magic Johnson, the great one from Michigan State. The Magic Man had also made 5 All-American teams. He was confident about Michigan State winning this game.
I don't scout people. I don't like to watch games. Because I know if we do the things we can do best, if we run our offense, we play our defense, then no team in the country can handle Michigan State.
The Spartans were an explosive team. Urban Johnson triggered the attack in so many different ways. Here, he grabs a rebound. Drives the length of the court, exhibiting the extraordinary skills that made him such a delight to watch. And after scoring, he responds in typical Johnson style.
So that's basketball and television in 1979. The game might look a lot different, but that was the game that was considered the one that transformed basketball and made it the game that it is today. Let's take a look at another one of these. The 2 on the right are by John Feinstein. You might recognize his books because he creates a few mysteries that are set in major sports venues. In fact, I have the one in the middle, The Last Amateurs, on my shelf, which is right behind me, because it features the basketball league that I played college football in, the Patriot League. Let's take a look at these 2 books. I don't have much to say about them, but they're 2 more great basketball books, so you might want to pick them out. Let's do one more in the action and suspense area. We have a great new book with a pretty cool cover. It is called You Killed Wesley Payne. So this is kind of a darkly comic mystery that's set in a high school. Here's a few seconds of the trailer.
Wesley Payne, student council president and all-around nice guy. Uh-oh, too late. Salt River High is hardly a springboard to the Ivy Leagues, but it's a great place to solve a murder.
There's only...
So, a mystery set in a high school, and I said it had a really cool cover, but the really cool thing about the cover is what's on the inside. And you can't see that because we've taped it up, but it's a click chart of all the different kinds of people at this high school. It's pretty funny. It's also on the inside of the book, and you're able to see it there, but it's got a little narrative at the bottom that's pretty funny. So that's it for this week's episode of Library Picker. Remember, please bring in any books that you checked out over spring break so that others can use them. And, whoa, lax. We'll see you next week.